Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Frankie B, and I am right back on the art. Now, this is what's crazy this morning. Actually, it's around 8:26 a.m. in the morning, Monday morning. Whew, getting myself all situated. Definitely a humid day today. So I cut my fan off because I just didn't want to add any ambient noise and stuff in the background. But I definitely will be cutting that fan back on when I get to hyperlapse, trust me. Because I don't want to be sweating on my art, and I don't want my art sort of sweating and all that nonsense that happens. But anyway, whew, where can I go? All right. First off, this piece right here is a commission, that one of two commissions that I'm doing for a client. And I started it off this past Saturday. It was a Facebook Live, and God, I think I went over 3 hours. I went a little bit longer than what I was hoping to do. But as you can see, I got a lot of stuff going on, done. Technically, it is a Transformer Devastator versus Defensor, and I added a bunch of different things in here. It's going to be a black and white, although I told the client possibly like adding some gray tones on it, but once I finish inking, I'm going to go back to him and then send him a scan and then let him decide whether or not he wants me to add any kind of gray tone to it or anything like that, because the inks are looking really good. I'm really happy with that. But before I even go into that, let me just first add that this is a going to be a mashup video as my previous videos, and I'm going to talk a little bit, go through the whole thing about it, about the artwork and stuff, and even talk about some other stuff, whatever comes to mind. That's pretty much how I flow. But then afterwards, you know, it'll cut and then it'll transition over into hyperlapse, which is where it's all speedy and fast. God, I was just joking with a friend of mine online. I said, man, I wish that I could cap a little bit of that speed force from the Flash. I would love to be able to be drawing that quick. Could you imagine the amount of stuff I'll get done? But it'd all have to be like, you know, it'd be perfect. You know, it'd be like me cranking out like doing sequential art, a couple of comics, and then doing commissions and all that stuff. But alas, I'm just a normal human man who can draw. And although I have a pretty quick speed and you know, when it comes to my technique and stuff like that, pretty quick, I'm still not super fast. And I you know, I care about the art. There's a little details too. I don't want to fudge over stuff. So with that said, you know, this is the speed that I got, but it's pretty good, making some good time with it. All right, now I'm gonna move this piece aside because the reason why also I wanted to, you know, add in here is that I saw this on, I saw these brushes, and in my previous videos I added that I've kind of gone back to Inkwell, working with the Inkwell right here, trusty Inkwell, and the ink that I use is called, let me just reach over and grab it. This is what it's called, Yasutomo Sumi ink. Hopefully I'm saying it really right. But I've used this brand for a very long time, and it's funny because I hadn't been working on, you know, I hadn't been using brush and Inkwell for a long time, so I still have a nice amount of it here, so that's good. But anyway, I was looking and I said, oh man, I want to try to add some different brushes, and so I saw this posting on Amazon when they had their Pride Day. And these popped up, and these are actually brushes for model painting, you know, and the product name is Fire and Me, and this is like a number 1 right here, if you guys can see, and then this is a 3/0, so whatever that means. But I was like, man, I wonder if I could maybe use these, you know, if I want to get like nice little fine detailed like thinner lines and stuff like that, or really smaller. So I said, I'll go for it. So they came in yesterday on Sunday, and I'm gonna try them, you know, break them out and try them out. But before I do that, before I commit onto the actual artwork, I'm going, you know, I would suggest, I would always tell anyone, you know, once you want to try to start using a brand new tool in art, you should definitely play around with it a little bit. You know, just to get a feel of it, just to see if it's something that can that will enhance your artwork and just you feel comfortable with it. You know, I wouldn't say immediately jump on something that you, especially something like client artwork, and be like, okay, I'm gonna just try to bang it with this and whatever, because what happens if it doesn't work? Then you're in a pickle. But all right, so I'm gonna try this out. I'm not gonna open up all of these. I'm just looking at the ones who look somewhat similar. Oh, that's a 001. Looks almost like that one. Oh, this one has a longer. So maybe that one. All right, I gotta pick and choose. So yeah, I thought I saw a nice flat one, but these are pretty cool, huh? And they said that these are for like models. I'm saying, like, you know, when they do miniatures, and you know, why not? I see this one has a flatter head. So let's put that one on side. Cause I got some. All right, I'm gonna go for that. This one's super. This one has a nice curve to it. So I'll put that one aside, and then I'm gonna go for this one, and then I'm gonna leave these two. I'm gonna put these with the rest of my other pens and my. I got this awesome. God, I've been using this Terminator. See if I can hold it. I got a bunch of tools in here, but this is my T800. I think Jess might have got this for me from either my birthday or Christmas, but it's T800 mug, and I found good use for it, putting like a lot of my tools and stuff in it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So let's open this up. And I know usually you know, I'll have the artwork out and I'm ready just to fly and stuff like that, but hopefully you can understand that this is like Christmas. This is like when you got a present and stuff, and you're just like, okay, I gotta crack this open and see how this is and stuff. And you know, I'm excited. This is kind of fun. All right, I'm gonna get this out. Be careful of the head. Put this plastic. Put the plastic aside for recycling. Gotta recycle, folks. Oh boy. And see, this is me because I'm so messy. It's like I just had the head of it, and I don't know what I did with it. So make sure I put it. Let me check this again. What did I do with it? All right, I'm gonna put that aside. Darn it. I do like the fact that they have these flat. Oh, here it goes. Boom. The top. Oh, it's freaking out. So let's see if I can. Hands not shaking. Oh man. Okay, cool. All right. Snip that off. Also, God, it's so rude of me. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. And yeah, God, I've been getting so excited that again, and I'm always warning about the cart ahead of the horse, and I start jumping right in there, and I don't even say hello. I don't even say good morning and thank you for coming to my channel and looking at this video, one of my you know, one of my new current videos and stuff. Thank you so much, you know, that you're taking the time, you're coming over here and you're sharing in the comments and stuff like that. I truly do appreciate it. And please continue, and please share. Feel free to share, you know. I want other people to check out the stuff. And then also, hopefully, in my mind, is like if somebody can look at it and get excited by it, then, you know, hey, I think there should be more artists out there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to put this aside. Let's put it in a nice area so I can remember where it's at. I'll put it up here. Just be careful with it. So I'm going to take the top heads off. All right, let's see. What I will say about these that I really like is that usually on brushes, especially the brushes I use, they're all round, but they give you this nice, this area right here where you can really hold and stuff, and I like that. That's really nice. And nice hairs, okay. And they hold it really good. They don't roll or anything. God, man, I may have to check out this brand again and see if they have just the regular like watercolor brushes. I tend to use watercolor brushes. That's another thing too I haven't said in previous videos, is that when I do my inking, I use watercolor brushes. I've always been comfortable with the hairs and stuff, you know. So all right, so I'm gonna use this one. This one has a sort of, what do you say, like a little bend right there. So let's try it. Oh, okay, get the ink in there. All right, let's get a little excess ink off. Okay, now you're just testing, you just want to see how comfortable I am with it, and that feels good. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. And remember, well, I remember like when I did ink, when you're working with ink and stuff, and when you want to clean your brushes, I usually use like a liquid soap in my palm, and then I gently go over. I put the, you know, put the dirty pen and stuff in there, have some nice lukewarm water, and you just kind of just rub it in there using your palm and stuff. And then once you feel comfortable enough, then you can use the oils as you're drying it. Use oils in your own fingers and stuff to kind of pull those hairs together. But yeah, this feels good. This feels really good. I have to also, as I said earlier, it's going to be a humid day today. So Once I get the hyperlapse, I'm cutting my fan back on. We got like a larger AC unit that's in our living room that we kind of use, but you know, you conserving power, that kind of thing. So, but we both have individuals. Jess has a fan in her office. I have a fan in mine. But man, ambient noise. This feels really good. So I like this. I like this. The control is good. Good, good, good. I ended up grabbing the back of a like a comic book board kind of thing, and this is that slick side. So actually, that's why you're getting this kind of weird effect and stuff. This isn't the. It's not like the matted side. It's like it has a chemical kind of sheen to it. You can almost see the sheen on the surface. So that's why the ink is coming off the way it is. But yeah, the control is beautiful. All right, let's see. Again, the big plus for me is that these guys, when you put them down, they don't roll or anything like that. All right, I'm gonna go for the wider brush. And again, thank you. I think for me, this is so important because, you know, people have to understand that this is about practice, practice, practice. And I've been doing this for going on over 30 years, and you know, and just like other people too. And all we can do is just sort of keep practicing with it. See that effect right there? That's pretty nice, huh? That's like, I love it when when the ink is starting to dry right on that part, you can get some nice effects, especially when it comes to smoke. Like if I want to do smoke, you let it dry a little bit and just sort of tap it on the edge, and you get this nice, almost as if you're using water in the ink, and which is great too. It's a great effect too. But I'm not. I'm just letting it so naturally dry and just pulling back off of it. So you're getting these nice gradations. So this is a nice semi-wide one, and I like it. You can get some nice thin cuts in there, and that's important. Yeah, slash, 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 boom, and have fun. You know, I really try hard not to. Now some people will actually, when they're doing inking, they may have a like they'll have the ink well, like I have their ink well, but then they also may have a little dish of water by to try to clean their brushes and stuff, and that's cool too. I tend not to, because then it starts looking like I feel like when you're doing that, in the process of trying, you got to dry that brush, make sure it's dried, and then because you don't want to get any water. Like if you put in the ink well, you put water in it, all of a sudden you're diluting your ink, and it ends up being like a wash. It can ruin your ink, so be careful with that. I tend to just, you know, if it starts drying up, I just put it right back in the ink well. I just want ink on ink and no mess. This is a nice one too. So overall, I'm very happy. You know, and again, I like to explain that I'm using this is a what is it, cardstock from, like, you know, a comic backing board. So this is like a, you know, this side over here, the side under here, which has this over here, mixtape, I was messing around, is a nice flat, no chemical side, so there's no film on it, but this side has a film on it, so that's why you're getting this weird kind of glossy kind of ness to us, and that's okay, that's fine, because I'm just, right now, the key thing is that when you're testing brushes, you shouldn't be focused, you shouldn't be getting all crazy and whatever, because this isn't finished artwork. This is just, you're just messing around just to get the control, and you know, you should always give yourself a nice little warm-up, and that's pretty good. I think I'm happy. I'm very happy with these. This is good. This is what you call a good purchase for me, and a good write-off too. So excellent. It's funny how I started to get back in brushes, which I find so like, it was just a thought that popped in my head, and I was like, man, I haven't been using brushes, and all of a sudden it turned into this big thing. So anyway, now we're gonna go into the main course. Let me make sure I'm lined up. I think I am. Yep, looking good. Got my camera a little bit more higher up. Take a little swig of some tea. And so we'll do a little bit of drawing, and then, oh, I'm already at 14. All right, I'm gonna go at 20 minutes for this, me talking, and then I'm gonna shift over into the hyperlapse. That should be fair. So you should see a little bit more. So I'm gonna pull out my straight edge, which is this, straight edge pretty much you can call anything. Even a ruler is called straight edge. That's what we called them. My teacher was, and I kind of picked that up. But anything that can give you a nice straight line, will help you get with a nice straight line. Okay. So I don't know, we'll see how today looks. I don't know if I'll be able to maybe complete this, but we'll see. it's so different now doing commissions, because commissions are about a sense of, you know, that you have the time to really work on something that's going to be hanging up in someone's, you know, their home. And the difference with when I was working more in commercial illustrations with advertising agencies, even production, it was more like I was creating artwork to help sell something. So it was like, it was good, the artwork was good, but not to the level where it was something that you hang up on the wall kind of good. You know, there's a couple of different goods, and in most cases it was more like, okay, can you crank this out, get this done? We're on the deadline. We got to get the artwork out for, at the time, and this is even before like when the internet was really just sort of growing. It was more like at 7 p.m. I remember it was like FedEx drop off time. Like you had to get it to FedEx. Especially if, like they say, if they had a meeting someplace, like you go, okay, I was in Boston, so it'd be, yeah, we got a meeting in Chicago or something like that, so we gotta get it to FedEx by 7 p.m. that night, and then, you know, they would get it over to whoever was gonna be at the meeting in, for, you know, in Chicago. So it could be it could be an overnighter or whatever. It's one of those kind of things. So yeah, I remember those kind of nights. And talk about high stress. Is like, yeah, you're cranking out because you're getting ideas from the creatives, which would be your art director or your creative director, and then, you know, you may have to make edits, you know, and stuff like last minute edits, and it's just really crunch time. And surprisingly, I love that kind of stuff. High level pressure. Yeah, deadlines. That was one of my tags I used to use. I was like, let me just crush your deadline. For some reason, I mean, when you're in the moment, yeah, you want to cry. I'm not gonna lie. And I always get those moments where you just like, it's so daunting. But then once I'm in it, I actually do like it. There's an adrenaline rush. There's a rush of just like, now I got to try to complete this project and getting it done. And then once you get it done, then you sigh this relief, like, yeah, it's done. You know. And you just wait to get your payment, you know. And the good thing about working with companies was that most likely companies do pay. I don't think I never had a company not pay. I've had some times when things got really slow, and that became a headache when you got to end up calling the art buyer, and you know, you're like, oh man, you know, it's never a great feeling. It's never a great feeling when you get a call to get paid, you know. But sometimes that happens. I remember, you know, I used to do a lot of work with a rep agency and stuff, and yeah, it was you know, they were a great rep, and they still are. They're still a great agency and stuff. But one of the problems about it was that the lateness of payments became too much for me, you know. Because it's really tough. It's tough when you got bills to pay, and when you're in my situation, it used to be like they has various companies. Every company's different too, mind you. So some companies you would have where they'd be like, okay, it's a 2-week window of payment. That was great. And then you would have some who would be like, okay, 30 days. And 30 days was somewhat of the customary with many of the companies, but then eventually it started changing, where it started turning into like 60 days, and then you're talking 90 days, and when you're talking something like that, that's really, that could be tough, man, work-wise, because now you got to try to balance the fact of, you know, ensuring that you're going to have a steady flow of income coming in to get you through those rough moments, those moments when, you know, that window, that say if it is 90 days, you know, that you can survive those 90 days. But there is an excitement. Let me not get around the bush on that one. There definitely is an excitement. Now, as you can see, I'm using my Micron. As I was saying in the videos, now this is a part 2 to a Facebook Live that I did on Saturday. And as I was, you know, on that one, I was sort of explaining the various artists that influenced me greatly. And I've always said on other ones that Herb Trimpe, Jack Kirby, of course, but John Byrne is a huge influence for me. John Byrne and his use of using a lot of darks and stuff to fill up space, and just the sense of energy that he implied onto what the characters in his drawings were amazing. Like I feel strongly that if they turn on doing the FF movie, which is happening, of course. But that I really hope that they look at the stuff that Jack Kirby, of course, what Jack Kirby did, but boy, what John Byrne did was phenomenal with the Fantastic Four. Oh my goodness, you just got to put his pages up there and be like, okay, let's see if we can film this, see if that's possible. Because they had a lot of energy, like the level of power that he would do it, and it always felt like he understood the sense of weight with characters, like the Thing. Like every time I think of it, I keep thinking of the Thing in the back of a taxi cab, just sitting there, and how he's taking up, almost, the whole back seat of the cab, But he can fit in a cab, when John Byrne did him. Now, I don't know how he is now. I don't know how big. When you get various artists who, I think there was that stage of the 90s when you started seeing various artists come in and they just started getting really crazy with size and stuff. It was stylized. So all of a sudden the Hulk's like 15 feet tall, or like the Thing is like whatever, massive. Like there's no way they can fit in vehicles anymore. There was a huge change, a shift. Yeah, I don't know. I was more of a purist. I would say that I'm pretty much, still am a purist of what the Marvel Universe guidebook said, handbook said. I still have those. I have comic book versions, like the floppies, but I also have the come on, Frank, come on, the trades too. Those are great. And I just have them just because, yeah, I'm a purist, and if something comes up and somebody asks for a certain character, then I have those old school ones. That's that whole thing of being a pro artist, is that you want to have enough reference material to be able to get you through a gig. All right, I gotta fix that tire. All right, let's see where I'm at. Is it 20 minutes? Yep, 22 minutes. Hey, all right, I'm going to now switch over to hyperlapse. I know this is a little different for me, but again, I got the first video of me talking an awful lot on the Facebook Live. So by all means, check that one out. If you want to hear 3 hours of me yapping it up, then by all means, it's a fun video and you get to see me doing Devastator. But for now, I'm switching over to the hyperlapse. And as I always say, keep the art flowing.